Welcome back. Well, today's story is about a wild cat called a puma. Other names for it are cougar, panther, mountain lion. The puma is sometimes called the ghost of the mountains because it is so secretive. To survive, a puma must avoid people as best it can, so it is rarely seen. The author of today's book says once when she was walking on a country road, a puma streaked in front of her, leapt into an oak tree, and then disappeared. And the memory of that beautiful wild creature was the inspiration for today's story. Let's read. Puma Dreams, written by Toni Johnston, illustrated by Jim LaMarche. Toni Johnston grew up in San Marino, California, and after graduating from Stanford, where she earned a BA in history and an MA in education, she taught elementary school. And after writing stories for her fourth grade students, she decided to try to have them published. Her first book was published in 1970, and since then there have been 100 more. To write, she likes to sit with a dog in her lap or underneath her chair. She and her husband now live back in San Marino, where she grew up. Jim LaMarche is the illustrator of several books we've read, including, most recently, The Raft. Growing up in Wisconsin gave this child of two teachers plenty of quiet alone time to explore and pretend in the surrounding woods and waterways. After completing his degree in art from the University of Wisconsin, he joined the VISTA program and worked to develop curricular materials for Native American schools in North Dakota. He currently lives with his family in Santa Cruz, California. My Graham says everybody needs at least one dream. Mine is to see a puma. Graham calls that a long dream, for it may not ever happen. She says pumas are elusive as a handful of wind. That their numbers are dwindling, getting smaller and smaller. Some are hunted down, some are forced from the land when people move in, so they keep shy of people and to themselves. Quiet, like secrets. Near here, years ago, a puma showed up by a horse corral, stalking supper. And somebody spotted one down our canyon, dozing on an old oak limb. A neighbor says puma kittens once were hiding in his barn. But me, I've never seen one. I want to, before they are gone. It is summer now. The grass is dry. The hills are puma-colored. This time of year, my dream wakes up and roams my mind. I make a plan. Animals love the tang of salt, like kids love sweet. I'll place a salt lick on a hill close to our house where I can watch it till the cows come home. That's a saying of Graham's. I'll fix on that salt lick when I can. I hope if I'm patient and a little lucky, I'll see my puma. One damp morning, fog swallows the hills and creeps through the trees, slow and thick, like a mystery. Graham and I jounced down to the feed barn in her old truck. I invest my allowance money in a salt lick. 50 pounds. Like me, we jounce back and struggle the salt from the pickup. Plunk! Then we grin at each other and lick it, for luck. Now I wait for a puma. It may take days, years, or never. But you don't give up on dreams. Graham says, easy dreams aren't worth a pin or a pickle. I watch for a puma to come to the salt lick. I imagine that big cat slipping through our wheat field on whisper feet. Slow, oh slow, like fog. But I never see one. I imagine it as it prowls the dark with owls. But I never see one. I imagine snow dusting my puma as it hunts in the darkest hours. Still, no luck. Days go by, months. Other animals come and mark the lick with their tongues. Deer, cattle, elk. Finches sign it with their tiny beaks. And roadrunners who enjoy admiring themselves in the mirrors of Graham's truck. A small rain turns our road to mud. When it dries, I almost see a puma. There are cat tracks there, as big as hands. My dream is close, but far. I make myself a puma stick for when Graham and I walk the hills. I whittle a small puma for a handle. After many walks, from the rub of my hand, the little puma smooths and shines. Time passes, and time. Our salt lick is worn down by many tongues, but no pumas that I have seen. Graham says things happen when you're looking the other way. One early morning, I'm eating oatmeal, my back to the Salt Lick Hill. My skin begins to prickle. Something is about to happen. Something tells me to turn around. So I do, slowly. And there is my long dream, golden in the rising sun, warily checking the salt. It does not lick it, just circles around it, head up. Maybe sniffing to know who has been there before. Maybe to know who is still near. I can't speak, so I just point. Graham beams. The puma is beautiful, partly because pumas may soon disappear, partly because it just is. When it goes away, I keep looking at that place. For me, the puma will always glimmer there, a great golden ghost. From the work of many tongues, the salt sculpture is smaller now, so I lug it home, a doorstop for my room. My Graham says everybody needs at least one dream. My first one came true. Soon, a new dream takes its place. I want to help pumas stay in the world and be safe. I don't know how to do that, but I will find a way. The end. So a puma can grow to be 6 feet long, and it sneaks up on its prey and hunts mostly at night. Some believe that the puma ancestors were so successful that they had wiped out the ancient horses of the American continent. Pumas once ranged from North America to the Patagonia region of South America. Now they are endangered and can be seen mostly in national parks or other wildlife preserves. The problem is we humans. People change the landscape with agriculture, home building, and other activities. So the puma's territory keeps shrinking. You know, God has commissioned people. You know, we're supposed to take care of the earth, take care of our planet in a way that protects and enhances His works, so that all creation may fulfill the purposes God intended for it. Caring for God's creation is part of our service to God and a big part of our role as servant leaders in God's kingdom. And that includes, the air, the water, the land, but it also includes the animals and birds and fish. All of God's creatures, all of them, they rely on us to take care of this planet. So come back next week and let's have another story.